mean, you guys were really sharp coming out of the lightning delay. What were some of the keys and what you guys kind of talk about when you had that hour?
Yeah, I think that the guys just did a nice job of understanding kind of where we live, right? That we talked about this going into the game, that this was a possibility. We talked about it this morning as a staff. And I thought they just did a nice job of, we were doing some kind of not after action report stuff at the half, but a little bit of, okay, what they do, we kept them engaged, also gave them a little bit of space to go and kind of stay loose and stretch out in here. They kept their focus, came out, got them loose, and I thought they came out with the right mindset and mentality for sure. It's a weird deal, first one in my career, but really proud of the way that they competed and closed the thing out.
Hey Liam, first game as Jaguars head coach. Just in terms of your emotions, in terms of the team's emotions, where are they right now after the win?
Yeah, I mean, really cool to be sitting, to be standing up here, obviously after a win. But I was just really proud to be their coach today, with the way that they competed, the way we hit, the way we were more physical, all the things that we kind of wanted to preach about. Now, is it perfect? Absolutely not. You're frustrated with some of the penalties that have continued to bite us in the butt, that we did overcome at times, but it's that's not something we want to get used to doing by any means. And so when you play teams as we go throughout this thing, we cannot do those things and expect to win.
And then you talked about all training camp and the offseason about how you're going to need to see the team in actual games to assess the run game. Just seeing the performance today, particularly Travis Etienne, what did you think?
Oh man, I mean, those guys up front, I thought probably played really well at times, but the backed up run that he makes, Strange comes across, gets a kick out block, but there's a safety sitting in the hole that Travis just made a great move and broke loose. I mean, I thought you could feel him all day. You definitely felt him being having a little bit more burst maybe than other guys on the grass. He looked fresh, he looked fast, he took care of the football. So proud of him. He did a great job, but the whole unit really, all the way through the end of the game, ran the ball effectively.
Liam, first of all, being with Trevor, what did you make of the communication between the two of you and also how you play?
Yeah, I thought that, especially early on throughout, I thought he had great communication. We were in and out of the huddle, had the one delay, but that was really communication fault of us as coaches. I thought he handled things well. I thought he had not a great third quarter, to be honest. We need to be more accurate and complete some of those balls when we have people open. But I thought for his first start in a new system, he handled it really well. He got us in and out of a lot of plays. He had to can a lot of plays. And he did it effectively and efficiently, and I was proud of his leadership.
How encouraging were those two scrambles?
Oh, huge. I mean, we talked about that on Friday, you don't get to see that in practice, right? I mean, I didn't get to see it last year with Baker either, right? Because you're trying to be a quarterback and go through your progressions, go through your reads, play the position. And man, he knew it right away. He came off the sideline. It was man coverage, the linebacker, who's the whole player, took BT, and he saw a huge lane. So for him to be able to do that is huge. Those were two huge pickups for us, and I'm glad that he was able to get out there and play it that way.
Liam, did you get the game ball?
I got one of them. We'll give out more on Monday, though. Yeah.
Was it a reluctant acceptance?
Yeah, a little bit. But my boss gave it to me, so I had to accept. But
Okay.
the guys, it's a cool moment, for me personally and all that. But really, it's about those guys. I mean, these guys played their tails off. I thought the defensive staff specifically did a great job. Not to single them out better than the offensive staff. They all did a great job. But I thought Campy had some very timely, pressure calls in both the run and the pass, to really get 3 turnovers, should have been a 4th and 2 turnovers on downs. I mean, that's damn good defense.
Yeah, I was going to follow up with that on the defense. Murray, Lewis, and Foye, kind of like the heart of the defense, right?
Yeah.
The middle. Those guys had huge plays after huge plays. How encouraging was that to see for a defense that did not turn the ball over very much last year?
Huge. What they have, 8 last year?
Yeah.
So to get 3 in one game?
9.
But 8 on defense.
8 on defense, 9 total.
Yep.
So to get 3 in one game is probably a good start.
Good job.
Liam, defense and some of those 4th down, high leverage situations, just what does that say to you to just see them come out on top the way they did?
Just that the competition, the Mamba periods that we've been able to kind of replicate in practice, the high level situational football was able to show up, those fourth down, gotta have it. And then really the end of half execution by the offense on the flip side, where Trevor, we pick up and overload pressure. LaQuint Allen has a great pickup. Trevor stands firm, throws the dagger to Diami. We get the timeout, kick the field goal. I mean, that's well executed, situational football. But the defense stepping up the way they did. I mean, the rush was getting home. We let them out a couple times too much for my liking, but we were affecting the quarterback. And then I think from the back end, those guys did a great job as well.
And what kind of impression did you get from the offensive line pass pro? It seemed like Trevor really wasn't affected much.
Yeah, I really did feel like they were protecting their tails off. I mean, I didn't feel like he was under a ton of duress. It's not really Carolina's nature in terms of bringing much pressure, but I thought those guys did a nice job in protection. I didn't really chip much at all on either of those two tackles, so that was encouraging for sure.
Coach, as you've been adjusting to the role of head coach and now that you've completed your first game, what aspects of the job have you found to be most surprising or most unexpected?
Good one. Probably just the amount of scheduling that goes into it, right? I mean, that's why I have, Jay Kaiser's a great help of mine, and the Shane Waldron, Elizabeth Harrison, like just giving help with the scheduling and trying to take some of that stuff off my plate. Because ultimately, why Shad went this route was to try to keep the main thing. And I am a football coach. But that's part of the job. So a lot of the organization of it, I've got a great support staff helping me out, and that's been probably the biggest challenge.
4th and 1, you bring in Edoga, and how rewarding was that for you and the staff when you look back to last year and the last several years around here? 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, 4th and 1. This team couldn't pick it up, and you played man football and got a first down. What was that like?
That was huge. I mean, we definitely had a little bit of a conversation about that one kind of leading into the play, like just a few plays prior, just what our thought process was, and we did want to be aggressive in that moment and keep the offense on the field and kind of challenge our team, challenge these guys. And they rose. They rose up to the challenge. We got the first, keeps the offense on the grass, keeps the ball moving, keeps the clock moving, and that's momentum. And we know in this game so much momentum, man, the swings and how do you handle them and manage them. And I thought those guys kept their cool and really handled those situational football really well in terms of getting those 4th downs. I mean, what do we have, 2 4th downs that we went for and got? So, we'd like to be aggressive. That's kind of a mentality we'd like to have, but without being reckless. And I thought those guys handled it well.
And your confidence putting a 7th rounder in, Allen Jr. immediately on 3rd down, and what he was able to do?
Oh man, he had a great, like I just said, the pickup in the 2-minute drill was huge. He had J.C. Horn blitzing on a corner blitz, and that's a big dude coming and a good player. He stoned it, and he stoned it, allowed Trevor to pick up, step up in the pocket, make a great throw, hit a good 3rd down run as well. On I think it was like 3rd and 4, 3rd and 3. Where he had a nice run, which squirted in there for a first down. So to have all 4 of those backs contribute today, right? I mean, whether it shows up in the stat sheet as having all these yards, and obviously ETN will get a lot of that praise, deservingly so, but I think that room in general, with Chad Morton as their coach, has done a phenomenal job getting better and improving all throughout this, entire time since we've been here, really.
And what did you think of Travis Hunter's performance today? And is that kind of the way you guys want to use him going forward, mostly offense?
No, I think that was game 1. I think that was week 1 where you missed 10 days or so, and there was some, a lot of different kind of coverage changes in the back end for us with some of their formations, adjustments. It was a lot that those guys had to handle defensively. And so it was maybe, a little bit less for him this game. I think it'll only continue to evolve and go more. I thought he played hard on offense. I thought he played fast. He had some good catches, ran the right route. So I can only see it going and expanding from here.